A while back, I met a lady who runs a PR firm. She owns a PR firm in Westlands here in Nairobi. And she told me a very, very sad story. Interesting, but very sad story. She had hired a fresh graduate from one of the local universities. And after a while working for her, this lady, this girl started asking for a salary of 100,000 Kenya shillings. Wow, a fresh graduate, 100,000 Kenya shillings. And it went as far as the mother either contacting the company or coming to the company to actually help her daughter champion the cause for getting a salary raise to 100,000. Okay, it goes without say that this lady who owns the PR firm fired her. But that story is very sad, and it gets us on a discussion that we need to have, and that is about millennials. Now, who are millennials? Millennials are individuals who were born from 1984 coming forward, and they've been accused of very, very many things. Some good things, some bad things. But some of the things that we've heard about millennials is that they are lazy. they want to work on jobs that provide some me time on the job. They are entitled, so they all behave like all the companies they work for belong to their daddies. They want their bosses to give them endless career and life advice on the job, always, forever. They jump from job to job. But there are some good ones. They all ascribe, or most of them ascribe to a higher purpose in life. They dream about the big life. They also want flexible working hours. And one of the biggest problems with millennials is that they went through an education system that rewarded them for participating in sports or other activities. Not winning, participating. And that makes them want to be patted on the back all the time for doing nothing, absolutely nothing. Even the person who came in last in athletics received a certificate of participation, and that was a problem. Millennials, let me tell you one lifelong advice that might change the course of your life from here forward. The success formula they sold to you in school was a lie. So this is what they told you. Go to school, read hard, get an A or a B, go to university, finish your degree, come out, a job will be waiting for you. In 1 or 2 years, you'll be a manager, and from there on, life will just go up and up and up. You will change the world. You will achieve the best there is in the world. Now that was a lie. Today, the facts are astoundingly clear. We have 7 million unemployed Kenyans out in the streets, and many of them have first degrees or second degrees. So how far did the narrative go about going to school, winning at school in education, going to university, and coming out to find a job waiting for you? It was not true. What they failed to tell us in school is that the market out here is looking for skills, and you either have the skills or you don't have the skills. Nothing about the degree we got, nothing about the master's degree you got, nothing about the PhD you probably are doing, but do you have the skills? If we could go back to the reason why schools were built in the first place a few centuries ago, it's because there were certain trades that were existing in the market that needed specialized skills. And therefore, they started schools to train people in these skills that were needed in the market. But today, we have turned the coin over. We are going to school, training people, giving them some skills, and then they come out here and they find that the market has no need, or they have skills that the market does not need. Now, those are the facts. It's like a doctor preparing for a surgery, and they put together tools to perform a heart surgery. And when the patient comes in, the patient needs a surgery on his leg. And then the doctor goes like, no, we have to operate his heart because that's what we are prepared for. That's what we've been preparing for the last 5 hours. Now that's preposterous. You cannot operate them on the heart, and they need a leg surgery. That is what that's going on in the market today. Graduates with skills or knowledge that the market doesn't need. It even begs the question, did we need to go past elementary or high school to make it in life? Part of the narrative that we had in school is be very, very careful with your academics. Succeed in academics. Don't dwell too much on sports. For the arts, be very careful. You can participate in the arts, but be very careful. But what you must, the ball you must never drop is academics. Now that is what they told us. But let's look at the bare facts today. The highest earning individuals in the world today are: number one, sportsmen and women. Number two, those in the arts, music, drawing, and all those kinds of arts out there. Number three are those who own small businesses. They probably went to school or did not. And coming in last are the A and B students. Now that is the plain truth. They earn the least out of all those individuals that I have mentioned. I was watching a video of a concert cruise by one of my favorite artists. And because they were spending an entire week on the ship, on the cruise, they decided to walk around the ship. And they got to interview the second officer of the ship. So the second officer is the third in command in a ship. So we have the captain, and then the first officer, and then the second officer. And to their utter shock, the second officer of this cruise liner was 23 years old. And they were like, that's the time you go like, are we safe? He was only 23. And when they got to interviewing him, right on the video, he actually says that he started at sea when he was 16. So by the time he's 23, he already has 7 years experience, practical skills that the market needs. And by that time, our A student is still in school. And here is a guy who already has 7 years experience. He's on a job, and the future can only get better for them. One of my favorite musicals that I've also watched in the past is called Fiddler on the Roof. You probably have watched it. And on Fiddler on the Roof, one song is something struck me really hard on one of the songs. The person reciting the chorus says, they're narrating how life used to be back in the day, and say, at 10, learn a trade. So they were reciting what happens at every stage in life, and they were saying, at 10, you learn a trade. Now that is something very remarkable. It means that back in the olden days, at 10, a child was old enough to learn skills, to learn a trade. What happens with our children nowadays? At 10, they're only playing video games. At 20, they're still playing video games. And they only start getting focused in life at 25 or at 30. And by the time they're 40, they probably have 10 years or 15 years that have been really lived consciously. So millennials, it boils down to skills. You have got to have practical skills that the market needs and can pay for. So forget about the degree. For most of those degrees being offered, for instance, here in Kenya, there's no market for them. There are no companies offering such kind of jobs. Some of the jobs you're training for have already been automated. So think about learning a trade, acquiring skills that are already needed in the market today. And when you finally get on that job, when you get that job, first of all, no one will pay you 100,000 shillings to start with. It probably should start somewhere at 15,000, 20,000, and you work your way up. The formula of success is simple. Work, 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 and then work again. Let nobody in that company outwork you. Work until your boss gets surprised. This lazy entitlement attitude that most millennials have will not take you anywhere. It'll get you fired. Why get on a job in someone's company? Someone has struggled to build that company for the last 20, 30 years, and you get in that company and then you're acting all entitled, that like they owe you a favor. No, you owe them hard work for giving you that opportunity. The world and its success belong to those who work like donkeys. They work like bees. They work day and night. If you got an A or a B in school, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is that most A and B students today are tucked away behind a desk on a job they hate, working for a boss they loathe, in a company they'd rather get out of, and in an economy that seems fitting for everyone else except them. And the reason is because they do not want to do the work. They believe the world owes them success because they got an A or a B. Now, that entire story about succeeding in school and then coming out here and succeeding was a lie. You have got to do the work. You cannot read skills in a book. You have to work and work until you learn the skills that you need to succeed. So work, go out there, go on the job. Quit complaining and sucking your finger on the job and saying we need a gym, or we need flexi time, or we need team building so that we can perform. That's nonsense. Ask the most successful people whether they had all those things before they actually succeeded in life. And millennials, because you have this higher purpose thing, changing the world thing, it's good. But let me tell you, dream about it, but when it's daytime, go out there and work. If all you do is dream about a higher purpose in life, you'll never achieve that higher purpose. Okay? So do the work, dream a little bit, work again, dream, work, dream, work. That is the formula in life. And in a few years, your life will have completely changed because you did the work. Now that is the secret they never told you in school. If you'd like us to come and talk at a company breakfast meeting, or in your company team building, or in a workshop, please contact us on the telephone number in the description below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.